I'm really excited to take a look at this magnetic wireless trailer light kit. It cost me right at $80. Let's open this up to see what we get. Let's see, of course, we have some directions. We'll set that aside for now. There are some cable ties. Now, these are used as a secondary precaution so these don't fall off of your trailer or wherever you're hooking them up to, or maybe that's not magnetic at all. So we have some cable ties. Now let's take a look at these lights. First and foremost, they are a decent size. They do measure 4 inches across, 4 inches down, and they are 2 inches tall. On the back is where we see our magnet. This does have like a rubber coating, and if we can see these little circles, those are each individual magnets in there. That is super, super cool. Let's put these aside. Let's take a closer look at our transponder or receiver right here. You can see that we have a pretty decent antenna. It is stationary. You cannot move it, and so when you hook it into your vehicle, it'll point out this way. We have a 7-point connector here. On the back, there is this 4-point connector. I thought initially this was going to be used for like a trailer brake hookup, but that's not what they say. They say this is just if your truck has the 4-point hookup, you can use this to connect there. This is realistically supposed to be used for emergency situations. Something happened to your trailer lights and now you have an emergency backup, and I guess it's not meant for everyday use. We have a USB-C charging cable, and there's actually a double head so you can charge both lights at the same time. We have some hardware, and then of course a cigarette lighter adapter. Wow, I love that all this fits in our nice little handy case. Let's take a closer look at how to actually charge and use this. We do have some indicator lights here on the side. You have your light here that's supposed to, I guess, illuminate a license plate. There's also a little battery indicator light down there. We're going to see what that looks like in a second. So there's this little tab. We're just going to pop the tab to release so we can see the back. Once we took off the back, we reveal a couple things. Underneath here is where we're going to charge with our USB-C connector. Here's a power button right there. This is our 2600 milliamp battery. Now we're told we get 8 hours of use after 2 hours of charge, so that's just something to note. I was a little disappointed. There's no gasket anywhere around the plastic pieces here or on the connector that goes to it. Now this is made out of rubber, but this still worries me that this is going to be exposed to some sort of the elements. Directions tell us we're just going to push this one time to turn it on. Let's see if anything happens. Oh, look, I did see a blue light. Where is that blue light? It's on this side. Oh, cool. So that actually tells us how much of a charge we have, and that looks like we are fully charged. Also, oh, that was cool. Was that blinking? It's blinking at me. I didn't know that. That's cool. Now, if we want to turn it off, it's just another short press. So what happens is this little tiny white light turned off. Although the battery light is still on, it's going to turn off in about 15 seconds. That's how we know that this is officially off. We have both of our lights plugged in charging. I should say the charging cable is 4 feet long. And you can see as this is charging, it's telling us the various levels of charge based on the battery light indicator. We are almost all the way charged. So what we're going to do is we'll come back when this is charged and test it out. Just to give you a little close-up, you can see the different levels of charge. You can see we're 3 out of 4, and that 4th one is currently charging. Let's talk a little bit about the different mounting. I know we are still charging, so we do have this magnet on the back, and it is pretty strong. I've held this to some metal stuff, and wow, it was hard to get off. You can also use screws and drill it right through the screw holes, just like if you're hauling wood or logs or whatnot, and you want to screw it into the wood, you can do that. We mentioned they also have these cables, right? So what you're supposed to do with the cables is you just fish it through one of the holes, and then you can fish it right through one of the other holes. Therefore, you're on the other side together with 2 pieces. They want you to fish it through this loop so it makes a nice, solid connection. And of course, now we can wrap this around something. I like that as a little extra, but I was kind of concerned is, now really I'm just securing the magnet to my vehicle or whatever. There's nothing that this cable ties to that light directly. Look on the back, there's actually nothing on here. I wish there was a loop or something that would connect there as well. Therefore, I knew if these clips broke, well, my light was going to stay in place. I guess I really just hope the clips don't break so my lights don't fall off. I want to test out the magnet strength on these lights. I have a steel bumper right here. Let's hook it on. Wow, did you hear that connect? That is a strong magnet. I am not worried that those are going to fall off. Now, I do like having the extra cabling, but wow, that is something serious. It's time to install the wireless receiver. So for my installation, this antenna is on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the port here, slide it right in, and just like that, we're done. Now that we have our transmitter plugged in, it's time to actually turn on the lights. Remember, we take this off and push that little button one time. We should see the blue light light up. We did. Let's put our cap back on. I'm going to initially test these out just by setting the lights up right here on the dashboard. Let me turn the other one on first. Right now the truck is off, so I'm going to still test utilizing the brakes with it off. Let's see what happens. Oop, they did light up when I hit the brake. That was pretty cool. All right, so let's actually turn the vehicle on now. Let's test the left blinker. Now let's test the right blinker. That's pretty cool. Of course, the brake still works because, well, it worked when the car was off. Why wouldn't it work now? That is pretty neat, and they are relatively responsive. What I do right now is do the distance test. So my truck right now is 100 feet away. I measured it out exactly. My son's in the truck right now for me, hitting the brake, and check it out. The brake lights are on in the truck, and then they're here, and they turn off when he lifts the brake off up there. How cool is that? Now we're going to test the blinkers out. You can see that he's doing the left blinker right there. See how it's blinking on? And the truck blinker, and now he's doing the right blinker, and of course the right truck blinker is working too. All right, what happens when we're braking and blinkering? Let's see. Oh, that's cool. So the brakes are on, and then the blinker will work when you're on the left, and of course the blinker will work when you're on the right. That is super responsive. Like I said, we are 100 feet away. You know what's so cool that I didn't even realize was going to be a thing? When I have the receiver plugged into my trailer port in the back, I'm in drive right now. Watch what happens when I put the blinker on. The cameras on the right and left actually show up on the screen. That does not happen when you're not towing. That is super cool. Most of this review has been during the day, but I did want to show you the lights at night. First and foremost, I have the trailer lights magnetically hooked onto my bumper. You can actually see the two bright lights, there's one on the left side, one on the other. Those are the license plate lights, and if they were close to the license plate, they do light up the area. I thought it was important to show you this at night because one, I want to show you how bright it is. Check this out. See how bright those things are? But there's also something else that I noticed. I noticed that there's a delay between the truck lights and the trailer lights. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually just gonna put the hazards on in the truck so you can see. Now, if you have sensitivity to flashing light, these things are gonna be flashing like a Christmas tree right here in just a minute. So make sure you fast forward through this part, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Here it is in all its glory. You can tell that they blink at a different rate of speed. The truck goes, looks like a little faster than that of the trailer brake. So I don't know if that's communication between the actual receiver and the lights or what, but I just noticed there was a difference in the blinking. So tell me, what are your thoughts of these magnetic wireless trailer light kits? Something you'd be looking into? Not so much? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What would you use these for? I would love to hear from you. I was thinking about other uses for this, and yes, they're great for your trailer lights and such, but I've known people that maybe have had some wiring issues and their brake lights just weren't working, and this could be a temporary fix until you get the permanent repair done. That's another great use. Now that we're done using the lights for the day, what we're going to want to make sure we open this up. We're going to push one time this button. We can see that the little white light turned off on the side. Let me get closer. It's on when that white light is on. I push the button again. I know that white light is turned off, so these are turned off. That blue indicator for the battery will stay on for about 15 seconds and then shut completely off. You just want to make sure you store these away turned off. Of course, to take out the receiver, you just lift up on the cover and pull it out. I've really enjoyed utilizing these, and I think there's a great benefit to them. I also appreciate how the company has these things labeled. So if you have multiple of these wireless trailer lights, you cannot really have any error because you just make sure your numbers are aligned. That to me was pretty cool. In this video, we are taking a look at these magnetic wireless trailer lights. So what do we think of them? First things first, let's talk about the price point. I've seen them range anywhere between $76 all the way up to $100. And yes, that is a steep price point, but in an emergency, these are great to have. I really like that the lights themselves are rechargeable with a USB-C connection because you just a few hours of charge and you can run them all day long. Not to mention the wireless signal between the receiver and the lights is pretty responsive, even up to 100 feet away. That, in my opinion, was pretty cool. An added benefit I didn't even know that I was going to get, but I like just having this receiver plugged in. The cameras on the outside of my vehicle worked. If your vehicle's not equipped with those, well, that doesn't matter to you, but to me, that was pretty cool. I actually just leave this in without the lights and I have that extra feature. That was kind of neat. The magnet was super strong on the back and I was really never worried that it was going to fall off, but I do appreciate that they have the other mounting hardwares either with the cabling or if you're going to screw these lights into wood or something else such as that, that was also cool added features. To wrap it all up, I really do appreciate that it comes with a carrying case, because when you're not using these lights, you can just put them all away, throw them into your vehicle, and there they are for the next time you need them. Anyway, that was my entire review of this magnetic wireless trailer light kit. If this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day.